hardest part of telling a story or a joke, it's not the story itself, it's how to start and how to end, right? When you tell a joke, you want to build up the excitement for the punchline and then you boom, throw it in, right? So it's always how to start and how to end. I see the haircut a little bit the same, because once you know how to start and how to end, right? The rest in between, you can learn that stuff, yeah? But seeing the haircut, what's hidden in the hair, that is the most important part when you want to get started. Now, what is the trick to see the end, or let's say the punchline of the joke, which in this case is the final haircut? And this is how we work. I'm not going to say this is the best way or the only way. That's utter bullshit. You just take everything you've learned in your career, yeah? You travel, you meet other people, you see what other barbers do, you throw all this information in a pot, you stir it around, and what comes out is your signature way of working, right? So I'm just here to add a little bit to what you already know, yeah? Keep that in mind, because I'm talking about the big picture here. Now, before I start my haircut, whatever haircut, if a guy comes in with hair like this, or like a trim, like my model Chio today, you see, because you can already kind of see the haircut, but before I get started, I want to know what the end result is going to be. Now, how am I going to look for that end result? I water it down, yeah? For me, the best way of working, and this is how it used to be in barbershops. Let's say that this gentleman here, right, his hair is combed perfectly in place, yeah? I would not wet that hair. He comes in with his haircut exactly the way he likes it. Why would I wet it? Why would I wash it? Yeah, because then that haircut that he loves is gone. You see what I mean? Well, he comes in with a lot of bullshit in his hair. Well, actually it's great bullshit because he's using Gruzel, but yeah, so I gotta clean it up a little bit. Now, if there's one little trick you want to know, whatever you can do with water, you can do with product. Yeah? Let's keep that in mind. So if you can find a perfect haircut with just water, and I think this is pretty much it. You see, you can come around. Yeah? Right? Whatever you can do with water. Now this is, of course, Asian hair. It's pretty straight, but once I'm able to comb it in a little wave, I know that there is a little wave in the hair. This is all information that I put in my head before I even get started, right? So by combing his hair with just water into the shape I want to have, the moment I can find this, I know this is going to be a good haircut. Yeah? Because I can do it with water. Yeah? The moment you gotta use your water and go like, oh my gosh, you know, you gotta put a little bit more effort in your hair. You gotta see the little things. Is there a strong crown area, or cowlicks, whatever? Before you get started, you know what you want to do. Now, by knowing what you want to do, that does not mean you're going to give your client too much information. Yeah? One of the biggest mistakes you can ever do is give your client too much information. And especially with guys, because this is the thing, right? Women, they know about their hair, yeah? Women is way hard. The thing is, we came up with a way of working at Schorem, but then later we opened a school, and then all of a sudden, we had no idea that this school was going to be such a success either. And all of a sudden, we had to have all this technical, blah, 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 blah. And I know about technical stuff. I know what a 90 angle degree is and blah, blah, blah. But if you want to make it easy for people that don't know shit about hair, I'll explain really fast, yeah? Because what we say is, you save all the cool hair till later, you clean up the boring hair, you connect the cool hair to the boring hair, you dry and you're done. Yeah? That's it. That's all you need to know. Trust me, and it works. Yeah? Now, why do we say the cool and the boring hair? Boring does not mean easy. It's actually pretty hard. But the thing is, in the barbershop, I'm talking about a real old school barbershop. I'm not talking about a male hairdressing salon. It's something different. It's both cool, but it's different, because in a barbershop, 99% of your clients come in for a trim. They're happy with their hair. They just want the side shorter, maybe a little bit on the top, yeah? So, that means in the morning you turn on your clippers and you start fading away. Yeah, pretty boring. That's my way of thinking. Not easy, but fading is something you can learn, yeah? Now, the cool hair, when you look at those posters, right? What does a pompadour make a pompadour? It's the hair on top. What does a slick back make a slick back? It's the hair on top. That's where the movement is, right? That's where you put the name into the haircut. Now, if you wanna, if you can divide the hair in two parts, cool hair and boring hair, okay, where is the cool and the boring hair? It's pretty easy. Because basically, all of these haircuts, yeah, in the end, it's all a flat top, yeah? Okay, let's take a flat top, right? This is a flat top, right? This is how you cut a flat top. Okay, the moment the hair gets longer on top, what's gonna happen? Yeah? Is this clear to everybody? Because it's kind of technical, yeah? The hair goes longer on top, but the angle, yeah, that square angle stays in and stays the same, yeah? Now, if you take that angle and you divide it in two, in that 45 angle degree, yeah, that's pretty much where you divide the cool and the boring hair, yeah? Once you know this, well, the rest is pretty easy. Okay, let's see what happens. So, we travel the world, right? We're very lucky. We travel the world and we see a lot of barbers work. And one thing that we see a lot is this. A lot of barbers, you know, flip on the guard, start fading away, set in a line, fade the lines out. Yeah? Perfect way of working. Especially when you're experienced, you know exactly what to do. Yeah? But for me, it's always been a little bit weird. Because once the hair is gone, the hair is gone. There is nothing I can do about it anymore, right? Which works on somebody that you've been doing for the last 20 years and has a zero on the side, so you know exactly what to do. But what if you do not know the client? Yeah? I like to stay in control throughout the haircut, because basically, if you fade and you pull out your clipper, what are you going to create? You're going to create a wave line. Yeah? Nothing you can do about it. Right? Because that is the shape of the head. Now, the hair on the transition to the long hair, yeah, the length here is going to determine the length on top, right? If you screw up a haircut, and I know that we have the best class in the whole world that has never screwed up a haircut in their whole life, which is of course utterly bullshit, because I've been doing it for 28 years and I still screw up haircuts, yeah? But, look, we got the same barber. No, the thing is, you know, I like to stay in control throughout the haircut. So instead of creating that wave line, I want to create a baseline. So I'm securing the length on top. Now again, guys, for me it's about the big picture, because if you understand the way of working, it's way more important than the way of working itself. Trust me, it's about the build-up. So what I'm going to do here is, right, saving the cool hair till later, I'm going to set in a baseline by lifting all this hair in a 90 angle degree. See that? And I'm going to take that off, yeah? So I'm going to set in the transition to the hair on top, yeah? Now by taking all that hair up, and this is quite short, but you can do this in every length. I'll show you later how I would do it on Duncan's hair, so like a long trim pump with a tapered neck, yeah? But this is gonna work on every kind of hair. So, once that line is set, yeah, I'm not gonna touch it anymore. The only thing I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna kinda blend in to that line. So, I'm looking for that same line, just a little bit lower. Yeah, now the moment you've done that, and now this hair is pretty short. Are there any hairdressers here or just barbers? Hairdressers, hands up! Yeah, cool, because the hairdressers will understand this more than the barbers. But it's damn interesting. Because what I've done here is what you've been learning for so long at your Fidel Sassoon, at your Tony and Guy, right? Because this is how hairdressing, and I've been a hairdresser, I know what I'm talking about. And I find hairdressing super interesting because it's so different, right? Because barbering is close to the head. Hairdressing is different angles far from the head. So basically what you do is you take hairdressing, the angles you know, you can take them closer to the head. Yeah? So when I check my line right now, look what happened. Yeah? And the hairdressers will know. Boom. Yeah? Done. Yeah? You could have done this between your fingers, go scissor over comb, creating your perfect haircut. Don't get me wrong, but it would have taken you about, what, maybe 30 minutes, whatever. Yeah? Maybe you're really fast, you're doing it in 20. I just did it in 2 minutes. Yeah? But what does it mean? Your base is set. Yeah? And this is where a lot of, you know, when I talk with hairdressers and barbers, especially in America, I can do whatever I want. I'm from America. Well, the thing is,
freedom.
When you go,
It's called freedom.
freedom. That's what I love about you guys.
Hoorah.
The thing is, when you, especially when you're in America, there's a lot of things that's really weird for us, right? I mean, I can imagine that a lot of shit that we got is really weird to you guys. And it's all fine, but one of the things that we find really weird is your difference between your Cosmo school and your barber school. Here, we don't have shit. Yeah, everybody can start a school, everybody can do whatever the fuck you want. You don't need any papers, you don't need any hours, nothing, right? It's weird, and when they set our job free, we were like, oh my God, because I actually have my papers. I'm so old school that I still needed them. So when they gave our job free, everybody with papers was like, oh my God, the market is going to be destroyed. No, it worked completely the other way around. Everybody was able to open barbershops and hairdressing salons, and they went broke within, you know, the ones that remained, you just knew were the good ones. So hard work would do everything. Instead of getting that stupid, because I kind of know what your barber schools work like now. They only work for a paper. They know 3 haircuts just to get through their exam. It's horrible,
You
right?
know, where I'm from, it's barbering school is dying. It's all going to cosmetology because there's no barber instructors, and so getting your barber's license.
I know. It's insane because it is a hands job. You should learn it from a master. Yeah, because that is what trades are all about. You got a master, you stand behind him with your hands behind your back. That's how I learned.
Well, that's
right?
I graduated cosmetology school. I learned all my barbering from mentors.
Yeah.
And on messing up haircuts and
that is the best way to learn. Well, I'll tell you a little something. Yeah. This is your hairdressing school, right? Your Cosmo school, right? Everything. And then you got your barber school. Now, the only difference between this one and this one, yeah, because this one is not. Okay, what does a pair of scissors do? They open and they close and the hair falls down. Right? So what I got here is a roll of exactly the same thing, right? Look at how they move. Yeah? So the only thing I got here is a lot of scissors with a cord. Yeah? Now, there's another thing. Which hand is gonna fuck up the haircut? Oh shit. Which hand is gonna fuck up the haircut?
Definitely the right hand.
That's the one, right? Because what you do with your comb is gonna set in the shape of the haircut. Now, to all the hairdressers here, right? Barbering. Hairdressing. Yeah? Straight lines. Curves. Yeah? Okay. Remember those straight lines? Yeah? Your comb are your fingers. The moment you realize that, you can do anything. So I set in my baseline, yeah? What you saw, the only thing I have to do now, you see that baseline there? That is 1. Yeah? Can you imagine the comb being my fingers? Yeah? Makes total sense, right? Here, just to give it a little bit more. Yeah, and you gotta understand that this, what I'm doing right now, it's just kinda taking away a little bit of bulk, yeah? Because later when I connect the top layers to, when I connect my cool hair to my boring hair, because come on, this is pretty boring, right? We've been doing this for years. play a little bit with your lever, tomato. What? No, this thing here, it's called a little taper handle. Nee, dat is toch gewoon een lever. Hè? Oh, dat is een hendeltje. You call it a lever, right? Hier, zie je wel.
No, can't is from Britain. It's different. Tomato. Trying to think, I'm on Facebook with an aluminum.
Color. What? Yeah, what's aluminum? And you call it?
Aluminium.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
They fucking laugh at me when I say, I've been using that word on stage somewhere and they go like, I'm pretty fucking sure it's,
Those things.
Canadians are supposed to say aluminum, aren't they, too?
Do you say aluminum?
Aluminum, yes.
yeah, well, I'm not going to compare the Canadians with the Americans here because, you know, we got kind of a situation that there's 2 Americans, so we're not sure we're going to win.
I think the Canadian can handle himself.
The Brits do one of those where it's like, what's that? I don't know what aluminum is.
I do that as
What
well.
I like,
know.
you know what? I got a friend in Canada, and he is our Russell distributor. I love that guy. He's from Montreal, so he speaks French, right? But his French, that's not French. But the cool thing is, and I know this, that he actually speaks French. The people in French don't speak French anymore. But because the French brought French to Canada, their French is like antique French. It's the real French. But when he speaks, and I speak French, and I screw with him all the time. I go, like, that's not French. Come on. I live next to France. You know, I know what French is, and he just gets so mad about that. No, ce n'est pas vrai. No, man, no. It sounds like shit. Fun. It is beautiful. That's why I like to screw with him. It's so easy to screw with the Canadians. But they were screwing with me as well. Because apparently, and I had no idea I was doing this. Oh, I just did it. Did you hear it? I say I have no idea. But I know, right? I have to say I have no idea. But apparently I've been doing this for ages on stage, and Lane always goes like, "Yeah, has a passport, no worries." And I always thought, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, and I just didn't pay any attention. But I do say that I have no idea, right? No idea. But then we were with Matty Conrad from Canada, and he speaks Canadian like he's all the time like, I have no idea what that's about.
Oh, is he from Canada?
Oh yeah. He's from Vancouver, and but it was really funny because we were in the car, and I was kind of sleeping in the back, and they were teasing. They were teasing him because so Lane goes like, "Oh, you have no idea what that's about," and then I woke up, I have no idea. And it was super funny. I mean, yeah, he's from. He's got a couple of shops. The Victory Barbers, that's his, and I think he's in. I think he's got 4 shops now.
Is that in Canada?
Yeah, in Vancouver.
Really?
He used to be a hairdresser too, right? Or not used to be.
Yeah, I think so.
He started out as.
Most of us.
You can find it. You can pretty much creep on anybody on YouTube.
Okay,
you know?
okay. I'm gonna say something. Are you filming this?
Yes.
Okay.
You want me to send it right to him, or?
I'm not gonna say it. If you turn it off, I'll say it.
All right, it's off.
Is it off? See, it's not off. Alright. But, you know, it's just something that you learn. 0, 1, bloop, 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 bloop. You can learn that shit. But to understand the shit, that's it. So what I'm gonna do now is, you gotta understand that normally, of course I would clean up the whole thing. Yeah? One side, go to the other side, balance it out, and then go to the top. But I want to show you what's gonna happen here. Yeah? Are you guys okay? Am I going too fast? Because I talk a lot. Yeah, if you take out the most important parts, and if you got any questions when we're done, no problem whatsoever. Okay. So, oh, sorry about that.
I know what the word asshole is in Russian, and she said it like 45 times.
Oh, really? Well, she is absolutely right. That's exactly what I am. But in a very decent way. So, Okay, you remember that part I was talking about where the ear is attached to the head, right? If you connect the hair behind that certain point, yeah, we're just going to take all that hair and connect it to that baseline, yeah? So, yeah, ear connect to the head, boom. So I'm going to take all that hair, yeah, and I'm going to connect it in exactly the same angle that I lifted it before I use my clippers, okay?
Did you say just behind the ear, Rob?
Where the ear is attached to the head, yeah? Okay, so this is just going to be connected in exactly the same angle, so 90 angle degree. Okay, if there is one part that's hard in the haircut, it's here, because you're going to use the crown as a pivot, but in a certain way, it's a circular motion. It should come natural, because that is the shape of the head. So in a way, you're going to use your knuckles as the pivot, yeah? So it's one, right? And I'm following that same baseline, yeah? And then I'm going to transfer into the nape area, yeah? Okay. The moment you've done this, yeah? Okay, there's a lot of hair going on in the front, right? Now, no matter how short you went on the rest, yeah, I'm gonna disconnect this hair just to leave a little bit of long hair to play with later. Don't stare yourself blind on this line hanging down, because that's not where the hair is gonna go. The hair is gonna go up, yeah? Now, why am I over connecting, over directing? Because I want to keep as much hair as possible to play with. Yeah? The moment I comb this back, I already have a haircut that you can have. You can do your exams like this, yeah? Okay, gotta be on. I mean, I gotta clean that up with a knife, and, you know. But this base would give you about, oh yeah, when you go to school here, you got 1 to 10. You got like A, B's, and C's. I don't know. This would probably be a B, yeah? Already, because the balance is there. The base of the haircut is there, yeah? If you work like this, you're always safe. If a guy comes in with hair like this, and you do that parting, and you lift it in a 90 angle degree, you leave it this long, right? The hair, you connect it in the same way I did right now. So, ear, yeah? Disconnect it to the front, yeah? You comb it back, you got your perfect base to work in. Yeah? Am I making a point? If there's questions, guys, don't worry. Ask, really. Because if you understand it, if you're gonna go back to your hotel tonight and you're drunk as shit, right? You go, oh. Just remember that baseline. Can work down from the baseline, connect to the baseline, grind, you're done. Yeah? It's gonna work on every haircut. The secret is, how short am I gonna go on my baseline? And that is the hard part, because I can teach you that. That's feeling. Yeah. You gotta just try and try again till you know what to do. But as you can see, well, you will see when it's dry. What a guy, huh?
Anything good?
Okay, but I'm gonna do the same on the other side, of course. But I will tell you a nice little story about Mr. Chio here. And I've been telling this story. I mean, this is one of my models. I mean, you can tell, right? He's vain as shit. Coming in with this kind of weather in the tank top. Come on. Come on, you know? Nobody was waiting for that. Nah, just kidding. I mean, you know, I'm always happy to have him as a model because he's a good looking model, and you know, your model does have to work. But I got a cool story about him because when we started the shop, it's got nothing to do with the haircut, but still a pretty good story. When we started the shop, right, we had no idea if it was going to work because everybody that we told the story, you know, opened a barber shop just for guys called Schorem, which literally means assholes. You know, I mean, it's a horrible word. Yeah, now in Holland people go, oh, it's a little barbershop in Rotterdam. But when I called my mother to tell her the name of the shop is going to be Schorem, she cried a little. Yeah, it is, you do not want to be called Schorem. It's a very, very bad insult if somebody calls you that. You know, and then we were like, yeah, we're only gonna do 3 haircuts, and we're gonna play loud rock and roll music every day, and we're gonna work without appointments. Everybody was like, that is the worst idea we have ever heard. Well, we proved them wrong, because within 3 months, waiting times were literally up to 8 hours every day for every haircut. It's not a joke, it's what happened. You know, if you wanted to be the first in line, you had to come approximately 5 hours before the shop opened, because every day there was a line of about between 60 and 120 people waiting every fucking day. But how did this happen? Yeah? Well, I think it's a niche. You know, I think it's something that guys wanted. You know, the feeling of going back to old days, morals, standards, and great haircuts. Yeah? But of course, I mean, our haircuts were good, but there were more people in the world that did good haircuts. Now, we whored ourselves out on social media. I cannot call it any different. I mean, we were on social media like a maniac. We were Facebook prostitutes, right? But it worked, so I don't care. That's where Jelle comes in with his great photography, blah, 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 blah. I can tell you about that later. But one of the things, you know, I always say we were very, very, very fucking lucky to be in the right place, doing the right thing at the right time. Yeah? Now, one of the things that happened is, and I kind of, I really like this story because, you know, well, it's true. Before we started Schorem, I was kind of lost. You know, I sold my salons, and I was doing haircuts at home. Yeah, I used to live in this big squat. You guys know what a squat is? You know, when you break in and, you know, it's like an old punk rock thing. But I mean, I kind of grew over it. But I lived there for 17 years. So, you know, I squatted it when I was 24, and then I lived there for 17 years. Nobody ever asked anything. It was insane. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a beautiful house, and I had my internet, and I had my electricity and everything, so, but the thing was, I was doing haircuts there, yeah, and it was a very special time, because I ended up doing a lot of my friends, and what we found out is that the atmosphere there, you know, guys didn't want to leave, and they came earlier, and then Lane was there every day, because, you know, it was fun. We were drinking beer, doing haircuts, listening to music, basically exactly what we're doing here now. That's where the whole idea kind of evolved, right? Now, with Chio in particular, because I've known this guy for a very long time, and he kind of likes the same music as me, and we were hanging out, but back in the days, I've always known him with his hair shaven off, yeah? Because he was into skinhead music and everything. That's how I've known him for years. And then all of a sudden he was like, Rob, I want to grow my hair into a pompadour. I said, oh, cool, man, that's gonna look super cool, but it's gonna be a bit of a problem because your hair is so straight, because it's Asian. I don't know how long it's gonna have to grow before you'll be able to do that pompadour. So we started growing, and in the beginning it was like that, and then finally we could comb it back, and we used a lot of the Murrays, you know, pretty much the only pomade that you could get back in the Netherlands then. And the thing was, the pompadour looked so good on this guy, right? It looked really, really good. But Chio has a horrible crown area here. Yeah? No matter what product you use, when it's longer, it's gonna fall open, like bad, you know, like a bird's nest. So he had to use so much shit for his hair. And especially when you go to the gym that much and everything, and you gotta wash and clean and blah blah, you know, it was horrible. So at one point, he was like, Rob, I'm sorry, but you gotta shave it off, man. I'm totally done with this stupid, greasy hair. And I was like, I didn't want to shave it off because it looked so good on him, you know? I was like, I mean, he looks good with his hair off, but it just looks so good. I was like, dude, no. He was like, well, you gotta do something because it's driving me nuts. And I understood because even for me, and I'm experienced, it took me a lot of time to comb in the pompadour in exactly the right way. So I was like, okay, before I shave it off, can I try something? You know? It was like, sure, man, because I'm gonna shave it off anyway. So I did this haircut. Yeah, and I'm not gonna say I invented that haircut at all, not even close. I mean, everything has been done before, but the thing I did was I just combed it back and I looked where the crown opened, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take all the hair away where the crown opens, right? So I had this one super short side with the pompadour on the other side. And it looked awesome. I was like, damn, that is a cool haircut, right? And he was like, plus, because his one side was short, the only thing that he had to do was like, right? Because there was this. So after a month, he comes back and he goes like, Rob, damn, that was the best haircut ever, man. I mean, it's so easy, it looks good, everybody likes it, and it did look good with the short sides and blah blah. Now this gentleman, well, first of all, it is a good looking guy, and he works in the most, the most classy cocktail bar in town. He's a professional, well, you know,
Bartender?
yeah, but like a good one. He travels. This guy is famous doing all this blah, blah, blah.
Like flair.
I have to say, he makes one hell of a beverage. But the thing is, you know, I have this good-looking guy working in the bar where all the cool kids go, and this was right a couple of months before we opened the shop. So every guy in Rotterdam came in. Hey, you know that guy in the bar? The guy with the short side? Can I do that on my hair? And we were, I hated the haircut. After 8 months, I was like, if anybody comes in with a stupid haircut again, I'm gonna kill him. Especially when I was so dumb to razor in the park. Then it was, but it built the shop, right? The bench was full because everybody's like, oh my God. And then we talked them into pompadours and blah, 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 blah. And that's how the story was born.
Is that the scumbag boogie?
That is the scumbag boogie. I'm just gonna have to turn around a little bit because the sun's in my eyes. So you see exactly the same on the other side, 90 angle degree, lifting all that hair, using your body as a tool, right? Because with these little steps, keeping your comb straight, what's gonna happen, right? You're gonna create a perfect round line. Okay. Now, the moment you meet yourself in the middle, there you go, right? You know what to do with the rest.
Rob, how do you train your guys?
What?
How do you, I guess, train new guys?
With a lot of tears. They're all scared shitless of me. When I train them, basically start like short hair, 3, 2, 1, 0. First I make them learn how to use their guards. And yeah, well, we gotta take, what you see here, this is how we do every haircut. Baseline, work down from the baseline, and connect the top layers to the baseline, dry and finish. That's how we do every haircut. So it's a very good tool to teach your apprentices, right? Because they know what to do. But
is it about comfort with the tools? Is that kind of the first steps that you're talking
first you learn how to use the tools, of course, and especially how to hold their comb and everything. But when I mean, we teach in different ways, right? I mean, Lisa will tell something slightly different than Duncan and blah, blah, blah. But when I teach, I'm more like a Zen guy, you know? I'm like, no, no, no. They go like, Rob, should I take a 2? I said, no, don't, nobody cares about your 2. What do you want to do? What do you want to see? Show me, tell me. And they'll be like, I just want to go a little bit shorter on the sides. I said, no, don't do it a little bit shorter on. You know, I'm a little weird. I'm all about the composition of the haircut, way of thinking, right? For me, that's way more important. So that's how I train them. But I got to be honest with you, when Lane trains them, he's like, you do 3 haircuts an hour because I got to pay the rent. So he'll be like, okay, 3, 2, 1, right? It's funny, when we walk in the shop, right? When Lane walks into the shop, you see all the guys go like this, oh shit. Yeah? When I walk into the shop, they all go like this. But, yeah. I know. For me, it's always been about the haircuts. But I guess Lane is. I don't know who's more right. I mean, we do have to pay the rent. I drove him mad in the beginning. I was doing 1.5 hour haircuts, and he was like. But I was bringing the clients in, you know, so who is right? You know, Lane was working like a madman. He was like, next, next. And I was just like, you know, but it works.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest though, Lane and me have known each other for over 2 decades. So, and we've been in a lot of fights as well. But we got to know each other. You see, so I look for the baseline. See, there it is. Yeah, you can always check yourself. Cross over. Yeah, but as you can see, I'm not touching that area. That's for later. That is the most important thing of our way of working. I'm saving hair till later. Yeah? Now, I'm not telling you guys to lose your guards or whatever, because, you know, there is money to be made, but what I like about losing my guards, it's kind of turning every haircut into a challenge, right? Because it is so easy just to flip on the 1 and the 2, but it works. I mean, it's been proven over the decades in about 1 million barbershops around the world. But as you can see, I really like to go from a little bit shorter to shorter and leave a little stronger outline around the ears. You know, it's just a fun way to work.
I have a little question for the back side. When you're in center, so you're going like to triangle, and then you're in the center, and eventually you'll.
Je mag het gewoon in het Nederlands vragen hoor.
Ja. Als je dat puntje komt, dan plaatsen de vraag wel af. Als je
bij een puntje?
Nou, als je dus hierbij, die werkt heeft zo, dan ga je zo, dan kom je komt
ja.
En uiteindelijk gaan de top.
Ja, het is meer, ik maak zeg maar
niet in te blijven.
Nee hoor, maar je kunt doen wat je wil.
Oké.
Ik bedoel, als je dat weghaalt, je kunt ook een puntje laten, dat maakt op zich niet zo heel veel uit. Wat het belangrijkste is dat je gewoon overzicht houdt.
Ja.
Ja? Kijk, wat ik nu doe, ik ben voornamelijk zeg maar gedicht aan het weghalen. Okay. Who of our English people had any idea what we were talking about?
I think this is a point in the back.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So, okay, I've been losing a lot of hair here, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Baseline, work on from the baseline, yeah? Save the cool hair till later, connect the cool, blah, blah, blah. Now we go to the most important part of the whole haircut. No, the blow drying. Now, and then it's on. Yeah? I want to show you one thing before I go any further. Duncan, can you sit here for 1 second? I'm not going to touch his hair because the hair is holy, so...
You can't, I'll go with it later.
Huh?
Yes, I'll go back later, no problem.
Mag ik komen?
Ja, absoluut.
Okay. if this guy would come in, yeah, and these are my favorite haircuts, right? For me, this is a classic haircut. The whole fading thing, I love it, it's great, it's fun, but for me, these are the reason that we started the shop. Now, I want to show you one thing. Look, yeah? All the cool hair on top. Now, if I would do this, yeah, exactly the same as my model, yeah? The thing I would do, I want to keep the length on the sides, yeah? I will go up, see? Take my, you see, I'm kind of tilting my comb outside, yeah? So inward motion, yeah? 1, 2, you see, going shorter into the crown area. Questions? Come on, guys. Yeah? Okay. See, shorter, boom. Yeah, I would go back and do exactly the same. Look for that line. 1, 2, yeah? So I'm leaving all my length, but going into a shorter back. Once the baseline is set in, right? From this point here, the ear is attached to the head, where you're going into the nape area. This is such an important part. Look, you see this distance and that distance. That's where it changes. Yeah? You see, this is like, but here, all of a sudden, you get an extra piece of hair, right? So I'm leaving this. Yeah, I got my baseline there. 1, 2, 3. Go in with my comb. You see, that's where. Up. Connect all the top layers to that baseline. Go back. Yeah? Exactly the same way as I did that haircut. Yeah? You can use this technique on every haircut there is. Okay, let's go. Ik ga nog even koffie drinken. Is er nog koffie? Ik zweer het je. Ik ging van huis naar hier. Helemaal 12, zo'n hiphoppers vanuit mijn hoed komt. Ben je dat nou? Zwarte pas. Hey, zo, wat doen we? Ik ben echt van PIP. Ja, maar echt. Alleen maar. En is er ook. Ik ben helemaal. Ja, vind ik echt.
Het is heel erg cool, Jay.
Nee joh, een 50 cent man. Okay, pretty much the best product we ever came up with, the grooming tonic. Yeah? You can do everything with this stuff. We love it. And it's especially, we really designed it for our way of cutting. Yeah, because we needed a lotion that made it easier to blow dry the hair. Okay, what I told you guys right before I put it in, I said I'm going to go to the most important part of the haircut. Yeah, you answered the top. It's not completely right, because you know, if you got a beautiful top, the horrible sides, still a horrible haircut. But the blow drying, yeah, is going to determine the shape of the final haircut. Yeah, the blow drying is so underestimated, because you need a hairdryer to do a great haircut, but a great haircut should never need a hairdryer. Yeah? What does that mean? I'm going to move the hair around in a natural way. Yeah? I want to see what the hair is telling me. I know I go a little over the top with my story, but I really believe in this, right? You use all your senses. When you're fading, you're not just using your eyes and your feeling, you also listen if there's still hairs coming off, right? It is a whole motion that you use. The moment you're gonna move the hair around with your blow dryer, because let's think about this one, right? You want your client to leave your shop looking good. right? But you want your client to look his best when he leaves the house next day. Yeah? The more effort you have to put into his hair, yeah, the more you can triple that on the effort that he has to do with his hair. Because again, we are not the brightest lights in the chandeliers. A lot of guys don't know how to fix their hair. So make it as easy as possible for them to recreate the hairstyle you gave them. If you're going to give him a pompadour 20 centimeters high, yeah, I mean, he's going to leave your shop. Yeah, but the next day, he doesn't know how to do that. You got to raise him to do that. Yeah? Okay, so I'm going to take a vent brush because I want the hot air to go through my brush. Now watch what I do. And this is, okay, all the hairdressers, again, I mean, I used to be here, I can tell this. For me, especially girls, long hair, layers, right? I always loved the blow drying because that was the point, yeah? There's a lot of noise coming from there, so you didn't have to listen to the bullshit of the girl in your chair, right? And you got a moment for yourself. You were like, oh, what's going to be tonight? Spinach? No, we have spinach Tuesday, right? It's different with guys. You got to watch what you're doing. You got to watch where the hair is going. This is where you see what the crown area will do. This is where you see how easy it's going to be to get volume in the front. Now, how am I going to look for that natural fold? I'm going to move the hair around. Yeah? See? I'm drying it into the direction I want to have, but then I loosely so I'm drying the roots the way the hair wants to go. Yeah? You see that? So I know I want to do a little bit of a pump, so I'm blow drying it that way. Yeah? But I'm not like, rah! No, I just comb it in the way I want to have it. Yeah? And then I let gravity do its work. Yeah? It's the gravity of the earth that's pulling the hair back down. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. In that way, the roots will dry in the position they want to go to. They dry in the position they want to go back into themselves the next day when he comes out of the shower, when gravity is pulling the hair back down. Especially for this kind of hair, because, well, it is Asian, it is pokey, yeah? So I want to work with the hair sticking out the way it wants to stick out. If I'm going to be like, rah, and then tomorrow it's going to be like, ding, 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 ding. We do not want that, right? We want it to be perfect tomorrow. You want that crown area, that nasty crown area, to pop open so you can see what to do with it. Yeah? So dry the crown area. You see I'm taking distance on the crown area. I let it dry where it wants to go so I can see what I'm doing later. See? Giving a direction, blowing it back to where it wants to go. It might seem simple, and it is simple, but it's subtle. Yeah, because this point when you're drying, you're reading the natural fold. You know what you're gonna do with the top hair. Yeah? And then when the roots are almost dry, that's when you can give it a little bit of direction, right? See what's happening? Yeah? Okay, because with the hair in this position, we know exactly what we want to do. Because I turn him into him, and I turn him into him. Right? The guy who comes in with his hair combed in the direction they want to wear it. So now I know what to do because I want him to look like this tomorrow.
What about somebody that comes in that's just like, what about when somebody comes in and just says, what do you recommend?
Well, you're a
You
professional,
probably
right?
get a lot of that. Well, yeah, I mean, I have my, but you personally, like when you look at your board and a guy comes in with a big head of hair, do you have a feeling, or do you kind of, do you like to?
I know
do you like
what
to
I want
poke
to do
around?
the moment he walks
Yeah.
into the shop.
It just hits you.
But I gotta be honest with you, I've been doing this for 28 years and I only do one haircut. So it's pretty easy, right? I mean, we made it super easy for ourselves. We only do the classics.
It's true. So most guys that come through that door, though, they have an idea anyway.
Look, I will tell you one thing. We're fucking brilliant. Are you filming this? We are geniuses.
This is live. Guys.
Oh, really? No, you know what? Something which is easy to forget because, well, let's be honest. Schorem, the shop, it became world famous, right? But when we started, we had absolutely no fucking clue that was going to happen, and it was not even the plan like this. We were worrying to pay the rent, right? But what we said is, and you can quote me on this, we're only gonna do what we like, yeah? And I don't like mullets with mohawks and stupid bullshit haircuts. I like this. And people go like, oh, they only do one haircut. I'm always the first one to go like, yeah, it's a barbershop, that's what we do. But you know what was so smart about it? Because we had a group of people, rockabillys, guys that were into this hair, and we kind of made a calculation, and we were like, can we run a shop on this group of people? And we thought, yeah, we can, right? That was the whole idea. But then people saw what we did, and they were like, oh man, can you give me a haircut that tight and everything? But what the most brilliant thing that we ever did, and I still love that, I mean, we were not trying to be smart at all, not even close, but we literally, every guy that walks into our shop knows what he's gonna get. Yeah? So we created this place, and this is so smart, because you cannot change your salon into that, right? You're gonna be like, oh, but you've done my hair like this for years, and that's not gonna work. We started, and we literally said at the door, if it's not on the poster, we're not gonna do it. Yeah? There is a perfectly fine shop on the other side of the street. Please go there. But this is what we do. This is what you're gonna get. The moment you walk, if a guy comes in with a ponytail today, he knows he's gonna leave like this, right? And for some people that might be boring, but I can tell you, I've been doing pompadour haircuts for 28 years, and I'm just getting started. And I mean that.
I just have a question about like these guys that go into your shop and they wait 4 hours and they didn't understand that they, you know.
Oh, but they know. But they know.
But there is a few people. Like,
yeah.
There is some people that they didn't know. They waited 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then they didn't want it that short, and they got it that short.
Oh no! But you're wrong there, because you gotta understand that there is a lot to do between his size. Like we do that too. We do the classics, right? You do not have to have shaven sides at all. I don't care. I like to do a haircut like that 1,000 times more than like a super short fade. So we do everything between that and like bold, right? But if you come in for like loose layers, yeah. No. But
You tell them that, or?
no, not really, because they know. They really, really know. We got a reputation.
The few people that didn't know,
Yeah, well-
and they waited 4 hours and then they didn't get what they wanted, and they went on Google and said, hey, you know what, it sucked, and I didn't get what I wanted.
Yeah, well, fuck them.
Right? I'm just trying to figure out, like.
No. Well, I mean, I literally mean that. I mean, well, if somebody comes in with long hair,
Can't make everyone happy.
We will tell them like, well, you want to get a haircut? Because this is what we do, right? We will tell them when the hair is longer. But 90% of the people that walk in already are, you know, the regulars. And if you sit down in that shop, you look around, well, you know. I mean, if you wait for 4 hours and you only see these haircuts and you still don't know. No, it never really happened. It happened about a couple of times when guys walked in with long hair and they just wanted to trim. And then we politely tell them to, look, that's not what we do. We're a barbershop, we only do this. But I think in the 7 years, maybe that happened like 10 or 20 times. But we will tell them, you know? I mean, if then they still want, I mean, we will never just take the clipper and go in. Never, ever, ever. We will tell you what you're gonna get.
Talk to the guy.
We give them advice, we tell them what we do, and we got what's the word? We got a philosophy. That's what we do. We are an old school barbershop. And what we always say is like, we got like a 20s, 30s, 40s barbershop. That's what it's based upon. Yeah? Before the Beatles, before the Rolling Stones screwed up the whole, no, I'm not saying screwing up because I actually like the hair of Keith Richards and everything. But before the Stones and the Beatles, you know that when the guys wanted to grow their hair, that was a riot, you know, in Europe, well, in the West, because guys with long hair, you know, they were obsessed by the devil and everything. But if you look at any movie before the 50s, before the 60s, every guy looked like that. And that's what we do, an old school barbershop. So if somebody wants somebody else, has something else, well, that's too bad, we don't do it. It's not our product. Did I answer your question?
Oh, yeah.
But, well, you know, this is a little secret. It's not really a secret, it's a little bit of a secret because the people only see, of course, the success of the things that we did. But you gotta understand that when I opened the shop with Lane, I had a lot of guys and I had to tell all the ladies I was not gonna cut their hair ever again. And there were ladies that have been following me for over 20 years. But there were also male clients with longer layers, you know, half ear. And I've been doing those guys' hair also for over 20 years. Longer hair, blah, 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 you know. And I had to tell them, either you're gonna get that, or I'm not gonna cut your hair. I'm not gonna do it in this shop. And that was the hardest thing for me to ever do. To tell clients that have been so loyal, that actually travel, because I've been traveling, I've been working throughout the Netherlands. Some people would be in the car for 2.5 hours just to get a haircut for the last 16, 17, 18 years. And I had to tell them, sorry man, I'm not going to do it anymore. And they were like, really? You know, I've been your loyal client for so long and you're just telling me to screw off? I was like, yeah man, I'm only going to do what I like. So you didn't like doing my hair? Yeah, well, you know, I liked it, but I'm going over it. I just want to do my pompadours. Yeah, but it was hard, man. It was hard. I had to hurt people. I don't like that, but I did it. But again, I only do the haircuts I like. And even now, the whole, especially on social media, you see that the fashion in men is changing again, you know, a lot of fringes, a lot of longer legs. We're never ever going to do that. Lane and me literally said to each other, we'd rather go broke than change our way of working. But these are the foundations of every men's haircut in the world. You know, every men's haircut is based upon the classics. Okay, back to the haircut. As you can see, yeah, well, as I hope you will all see, okay, baseline, ja? Oh, dankjewel. Het begon hier even een beetje benauwd te worden, zeg. Ik vind het licht zo raar, of legt het nou aan mij vandaag? Met die zon vandaag en dan die lamp hier. Sorry about that. The lighting is super weird today. Because there's sun here and then
Ik ben ook wel heel specifiek, hè?
Wat?
Ook heel specifiek.
Zo. Ja.
Ook de oude hoeren.
Oké.
Moet ik even, moet ik even draaien?
Nee, dat gaat wel. I hope you all saw, yeah? Let's forget about the fading and everything, right? That's what you're gonna learn this afternoon. It's really cool, blah, 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 blah. But did you see what happened here? Yeah? Baseline. Yeah? That is the most important part. If you understand the baseline, because everything under that, right? Whether you use your 2 or your 1 or your comb, it does not matter, not even close. Nobody, no, you know you can learn that. Connect the top layers to the baseline. Dry. Do you see what I got here? This haircut is already...
It's already finished, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just getting started. Yeah, I just removed a little bit of hair. Yeah, now we're going to start the haircut because at this point, what you see is what you get. You see the shape? Yeah? Now the fun begins. Because now I can literally start cleaning up. Because everything I do now is going to have an immediate effect on the haircut. Because I see what I do. Right?
Rob, what do you expect out of your guys as far as time goes? I know you're not like the number guy, but
yeah. I think they do.
But do they get paid per haircut, or is it hourly?
No. They can make a commission. So if they do a certain, I mean, if they do one client, but they sell the complete Ruzel line and a razor, they can go home in a certain way. You know,
Yeah.
I mean. So it's when they go over. I gotta be honest. Lane knows all these numbers. I don't know shit about that. I really don't care either. But we pay them every month. That is something you have to do here unless you lease a chair. So, and I think normally they take between 20 minutes and an hour and a half. Yeah, it's really weird, but you know, we give them complete freedom. If you got a guy coming in with super long hair, you got the super cool project, you know, in the end, when you can make up with, I mean, there's haircuts that you do in 20 minutes, right? There's a lot of guys just coming in and they just want their sides done. You hardly even touch the top. So that those are really 20-minute haircuts, you know, and it kind of depends. Because for me, personally, man, I literally find it hard to even stop doing my haircut because I'm literally having fun, you know, but it's completely different. I'm the owner of the shop. I can do whatever the fuck I want, right? But they gotta make their living. But
you encourage them to refine their haircuts.
yeah, well, especially when I train them, well, you can, well, ask Lisa, right?
Lisa?
When I train you guys, yeah,
It takes a while.
I want them to be the best they can be, right? And I think, without blowing smoke up my own ass, I think I can make somebody feel really good about themselves and about their haircuts, right? And I think that's going to give them so much energy to get better and maybe faster in a while, you know, but I teach them to be super proud of their work. And for me, that is the most important thing. I think when you get training from Lane, it's super technical. 1, 2, whoop, right? But I'll be like, no, you gotta watch, move it around. You see what's happening here?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, that's beautiful, right? There's a little treasure right over there. Do you see it? Dig for it, right? It's a different way of working. And
Yeah.
it's both good, you know, but yeah, it's kind of, I think that we also, we've got like the shop, and we work a lot with these guys. I mean, if they want to do a video or they want to do a photo shoot, you know, I'll take care of it right away. You know, I'll be like, okay, let's go Jelle, let's get the studio ready and let's do this, right? So they got a lot of, they got the possibility, and then they can work on a haircut for 3 hours. I don't care, you know, once they got their image and it's going to be on the internet, and because of the following that we got, you know, I mean, we got like what, 1.6 million followers when you combine Instagram, YouTube, and so if they get a haircut out, it's going to be watched by at least 500,000 people,
Yeah.
right? It's kind of, and that's kind of cool. I mean, but what the cool thing about the internet is that it doesn't matter anymore. You know, you can be in a town somewhere in, I don't know, right? And you can still make the most famous haircut in the world. You never know what's going to happen, you know, because if it gets picked up by some big Instagram site or whatever, all of a sudden, whoop, right? And that's what changed a lot in our industry, because back in the days you would do a haircut within your community, right? You would give Shirley a haircut, and then Shirley would go to the bakery and the butcher and blah blah, and then behind Shirley would be Sue, and Sue would go like, hey, that's a great haircut, where did you get it? Oh, I go there and there and there. But nowadays, you do a haircut, and the first thing that people do is they take out their phone, take 12 selfies and put it on their Instagram, right? And that can be Shirley that with 100 followers, but hey man, maybe you get that one guy in your chair that's got 1 million followers. You know, the world has changed. You're not just doing haircuts anymore for your clients.
Did you buy Facebook ads?
Nope.
No, just a lot of posting and a lot of sharing.
Man, we literally started with 1 like, you know, and that was me.
Not even your mom, right?
No, my mom is not on social media. Okay, guys, when you're doing your outlines, remember, because the outlines always for us have been a very important part of the haircut. Why is that? When your client gets home, yeah, and he's going to show his haircut to his girlfriend, wife, father, mother, boyfriend, the first thing they're going to judge their haircut on is the outlines, yeah? And you got to see the outlines as, well, let's say you're an art lover, right? So you've been saving a lot of money to buy this beautiful photo, poster, painting from your favorite artist, and then after 3 years of saving your money to buy that very special piece, and you can finally buy that special piece, you're going to take it home in a cardboard tube, right? What are you going to do with that beautiful piece of art? You're going to staple it right onto the wall, use some super glue? No. You're going to buy the best frame there is. And that's what you're doing with your outlines. You're framing your artwork. So put a lot of little fingerspitzengefühl in the outlines. You want the outlines to be, you want a client on the other side of the street, right? And when you're standing here, you want to see the outlines like they're drawn on with a marker. You see, take a little bit of distance, see if there's any spots. Try to move it in the light, yeah? Well, now we're going to clean up. You see there's still little ups here, and the blend goes out. How much time do we got? 20 minutes. Okay, I can, you know what? I'll do another story. I think we got time before this gets too boring, because these are all details and I get that. So, what the fuck? What was that?
Yeah,
Ghosts.
the window just
Damn it.
closed.
It's my grandmother. It's been dead for 20
It's an old building, yeah.
I mean, Europe's so old, everything's haunted, right?
Oh yeah.
There's nowhere that's not haunted anymore.
Do you want to talk about surprise democracy and everything, kicking out doors, or?
I mean, Boston's really haunted too.
No, but it's true. It's an old building, but
Yeah.
it's weird because a few weeks ago we had that flower of that plant was in a different pot, and all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, that plant
Yeah.
just came down and fell into the sink just like that. It's
Yeah, you never know, right?
It's hard. No, if they don't want to use product, you gotta go shorter. Because this is the thing. I usually suggest if it's jumping out, grow it and glue it. Because that's gonna look the best. Like with Duncan, especially on Asian hair, that's usually gonna look the best. But for a lot of guys, it's too much work, or they don't want to use products. You gotta go shorter and go free. But But the thing is, well, when you look at it right now, right? I mean, his hair, it's kind of neat because his hair does stand out as well. But I know exactly how short I want to go, right? So the moment I dried it, yeah, now I can see the hair jumping out. The moment you see it, just comb it up, right? Take the clippers, look at it. Just go free end, but make sure that you make the same movement and you just blend it in. Yeah? Find the right, the balance in it, right? The most important thing is keep moving it around. Yeah? Not just do it once, move. Go over it, move. Yeah? But that is why the blow drying is so important. Yeah? If you do Asian hair, you put on a 4 or a 3 and you just do this, it's gonna be like, and then it's gonna be horrible. But I work the other way around. So I made this nice straight line, yeah? So because this is standing out, but because I didn't do, right? I don't have that line of hair sticking out. I got a straight line of hair sticking out, which is gonna make it look good. Yeah? Do you understand the difference? Yeah? Because a lot of people just go into Asian hair like, it's never gonna work. Never, because the hair actually stands out. If you got the time, you know, just dry the hair. You just go in high and look what's gonna happen, and then go down, right? And then make it a straight line, because these hairs actually stand out. But because I do a straight line, you don't see it. Yeah, you go wrong because you scoop. Yeah, and then you got like a line of hairs, and once you take those out to be combined with that part, it's going to be super short and weird because the top's going to be too high. Okay. Okay, I will do one more little story because it's such a good story. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to do it in 15 minutes, but then your lunch is going to be a little bit short.
17 then. I'll give you that much.
Okay, guys, I mean, I want to tell you a little bit. I told you about the hair of Chio and how it helped us to get really busy in Rotterdam, in town, because we got really busy. Now, when it got more busy, again, we were lucky. It's a combination of a lot of things. It's great haircuts, yeah? It is a beautiful ambience, don't underestimate that, right? I mean, it was the antiques, it was, the whole story was completely right. We were wearing the white jackets with the ties and the shoes and the blah, blah, blah. There was a lot of marketing behind it. It was a lot of smoke and mirrors, right? Because it all looked so good and people were talking about it, we ended up in Holland's biggest TV show. Yeah, and then it got really busy, like insanely busy. But Holland is a super small country, right? It's easier to get on international TV here than it would be in the United States, obviously, right? This all happened, but how did we become known around the world, right? I'll tell you a story about that, because again, like most of the things that we did, we have been absolutely genius, brilliant, but we had no idea we were being genius and brilliant. Just to temper it down a little bit. But now when we look back, you know, we go like, oh man, that was a smart fucking move. Now, the smartest move that we did is without a doubt the two posters. Yeah, those ones.
We have them in our shop.
There's a lot of people that have been in the shop, and I will tell you how this happened. Because you know, the thing with the posters is, again, we had no idea. I will tell you, yeah, because I made these posters with Jelle, our photographer, and the day that Jelle walked into the shop, I mean, that was one of the luckiest days we ever had, because Jelle turned out to love the same kind of music. He totally understood the shop. Now, what are the chances of a guy walking into your shop, and he was still in school for photography, and he took all these shots. This is literally from day one. There is a story to every photo in this book, right? And Jelle was just always there. And on Facebook, we posted this beautiful black and whites. Everybody was talking about it. Smart move, but a very natural move. We were not trying to be cool or whatever. It just happened. And Jelle was there, and we didn't even know he was there. He was always with his camera. We were telling a story, right? Now, talking about these posters, yeah, it is a really good story. When we opened the shop, yeah, we only do these haircuts. Okay, imagine us being open for a couple of months, and it got busier and busier. Now, I didn't know about Canada, United States. Well, weet u wie Nederland was? I don't know about Russia at all. 8 years ago, there was a haircut in the Netherlands that was really popular. And it was the stupidest haircut ever invented, because it was the faux hawk with the mullet. And if I remember that, it was like a fake mohawk.
Yeah, that's a European thing.
And then longer, it's a European, thank God. Thank God it never got
We
big.
just had the straight up Joker mohawk.
Mullet? Yeah, mullet, faux hawk. Yeah? Make every guy look like a chicken. I know, I had one. So, what was happening was this, right? We were having this cool barbershop, doing cool haircuts, and we're professionals. We know about classic haircuts, pompadours, flat tops, contours, right? Duh, but it's our job. Clients don't know shit, right? And it's not their fault. I mean, when I have a problem in my house with the plumbing, I call a plumber. And the plumber is going to talk to me about, no sir, you're going to need a 9.4 lead. Well, and I go like, right? Because I don't know. I'm not a professional. I'm not a plumber. Yeah, but we tend to forget this shit. So what was happening was this, right? We got guys coming in. And you know what guys are like, right? We got guys coming in, right? And they were having this haircut. Yeah? Well, you know guys, right? And especially when they were looking. Yeah, we would be like, sir, can I help you? And this guy would go like, yeah, yeah, I heard about your shop, man, and I got a friend of mine, and he went here, he's got a pretty cool haircut, so I was thinking about having a haircut here myself. And the guy would go like, but the thing is, I heard you guys only do special haircuts. So we would be like, no, dude. You got special haircuts. We do men's haircuts. And oh dear. Is er? Nee. Oh. Nee, nee. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Well, well, like this. And so we were like, no,
Sorry, sir,
man,
we're closed.
you got special haircut. We do men's haircuts. Now, how bad has it gotten? Because what would a guy say, and this is horrible but true, the guy would go like, oh, what's a men's haircut? So bad has it gotten, right? Because they were fucking brainwashed. They didn't even know what a men's haircut was anymore. So we would go like, well, we do pompadours, we do flat tops, blah, 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 blah. So the guys would be like, oh, what does it look like? So we, in this beautiful shop, we're pulling out iPhones to show these guys what we were doing. Didn't make any sense. We were spending more time explaining our haircuts than doing haircuts. So logically, I was like, you know what? Let's make a poster. And we put all the haircuts on there that we do. And we're done. So they can just go like, oh, can I have 1, 2, 3? Right? Now, when you look at the magazines that are in salons, what do you see? You got a magazine filled with beautiful haircuts, right? You got your bobs, you got your layers, and then you got your highlights, and you got your updos, beautiful coloring, right? And then usually, and I'm talking about 7 years ago, and then usually there were 5 pages of guys, right? Have you ever looked at those guys that were in those magazines? Yeah? Greek fucking gods. Right? I mean, why the fuck do you have to be naked in a hair magazine? Right? Showing your 12 abs, you know? I tell you why those guys were naked in the hair magazines, because guys would never pick up a hair magazine. It's eye candy for the ladies. Can you imagine me with this body having to take that magazine to this beautiful 24-year-old stylist going, I want to look like this. Don't fucking talk about it. This is the only one that can actually do that. Can I look? You already do, sir? No, what? Right? It doesn't make any sense. We're real guys. We want to throw another steak on the barbecue. We want to have another beer. Right? We don't look like that. We're never going to look like that. Right? It's not fair. So what we did is, right? We made these posters, but you got to understand one little thing. Yeah? We made these posters for this shop and this shop only. Yeah, that was the whole idea. Come up with one poster with the haircuts. Now, I will tell you a couple of secrets about the posters. Do you see the guy with the flat top? Yeah? See the guy with the flat top? Right over there? Yeah? Chinese guy. He's a friend of mine, right? He's called Ming. Now, Ming, if you're ever going to find out, I've told this literally, I think, about 50,000 people now, all the shows combined. Ming is this big. Yeah? Well, Ming gets shorter every week, but Ming is also this big. Yeah? Ming is not the prettiest guy, but Ming has a great flat top. So when I asked Ming to be a model, he was like, oh, really, model? I said, yeah, fuck yeah, man, we're gonna make you look like this hardcore Chinese, a mobster kind of guy. We're gonna make you look tough. Yeah? Now, take a good look at the poster, because Ming wears glasses. And you can tell, because he wore them in the summer. Right? Do you see the white line? Yeah? It's important. It's important because this is going to show you guys the reason why these posters became a success. Yeah. So that's Ming, right? Okay. You see the guy with the slick back? Yeah. That's not a friend of mine. Yeah. Nico. Now Nico looks like an escaped prisoner there, right? Like a serial killer. Yeah.
Because he is.
Mean motherfucker. Right? Now I will tell you one thing about Nico. Nico is the gayest gay in the whole village. I took about 800 photos of Nico, and in 799 he was like this. So I was like, dude, it's not gonna be that kind of poster. You gotta toughen up a little bit here. I had to piss my old friend off to get that one shot. Yeah? Okay, let's do another one. This is a good one. Do you see the guy this pretty young man right over there with the junior quid. It's a small photo. And a little angel, right? Beautiful little angel. He was the only guy on the whole poster that said, "So what's in it for me?" I was like, "What's in it for you? You're gonna get a free haircut, fucker." And he was like, "I get free haircuts from my mom. I want a skateboard." And I was like, "You little greedy." So I bought him a skateboard. Fuck it. And he's on the poster.
Negotiations.
Okay, the best one. You see the razor fade over there? Yeah? Right here in the corner. Okay, remember my story about the cool hair on top? Yeah? Look at his hair, look at the cool hair. That's cool as fuck, isn't it? That's cool as shit. Yeah? Isn't that the coolest quiff pompadour you ever saw? Yeah? Now look at the sides. Look at the fade. Totally fucked up the fade. Yeah? There's literally a little chunk of hair missing there. Yeah? So Yella was like, I don't know, man. Now, these posts were just for our shop. You know what I told Yella? Because the cool hair looked so cool, I was like, I want to use that photo. I told Yella literally, we'll hang a little bit higher, nobody's going to see. Yeah? Real haircuts on real people. No models, nothing. Clients, friends. That's what we made the poster with. Now, when we finally, Yella and me had so much fun. We were getting to know each other. It's almost like a love story. We shot every photo in the back room there. Yeah? We had a horrible camera. We did not have money enough to buy a new laptop to, I was flashing light back with a white towel because we didn't have the whiteboards. That's how we made them. Yeah? Now, when Lane saw these two posters, he was like, you know what? Those are pretty cool. Maybe there's going to be barbershops or hairdressing shops around the world that want to buy one. Because Lane is always like, how can we make money on this? Right? Which is cool. So we posted these two posters on Facebook. We made 100. 50 of the blue and 50 of the pink. Yeah? And we posted them on Facebook. And they were sold out in 6 minutes. So we were like, what the fuck? Right? So we made 20,000 posters. And they are still available. The thing is, when we posted them on Facebook, they went viral. Well, we all know what that means, right? When something goes viral. So our Facebook page was already healthy. We had like 10,000 followers. Within 3 weeks, we had 120,000 followers. Yeah? Now, look at the posters, right? With all the fuck-ups in it. Yeah? Everybody on the bench could have made those two posters. But you didn't. We did. That's why you're here. And I'm not in Russia or Canada. Right? But do you understand my story? It's real posters. If you got these in your barbershop, you got a client that comes in and goes like, hey, can I have that? The barber can actually go like, dude, you can have that but better. And that's why we sold so many of them. Because people were done with all the, we could have used, what's it called? Photoshop to take all these little things out, the glasses. But we did, we were like, because we just made them for here. That was the smartest thing we ever did, because the posters are worldwide. Now, if you want to hear a little bit of because I was in Canada for the very first time. We were doing the tour there. We had no idea what happened already, right? Because we were just here. We were having fun on Facebook, and we knew that people liked us. But then we did a tour in Canada. We had no idea. First show in Vancouver, us being naive, this literally happened. We're in the car. And we're going to the venue, right? And we passed this line of people. And we literally tell the driver, because these were some cool looking girls and everything, green hair and nice. So we literally go to the driver, told the driver, so is there a concert? Can we go there when we're done? And the driver goes like, that's your venue. And we were like, what? There were like 400 or 500 people there. And we were like, we had no idea. That first show, we were on stage for 3 hours. I was just jibber-jabbering. I was just like, oh. I tried to do 6 models. Can you imagine? You just saw me do one in 2 hours. Now then is a beautiful story, but you know what the most beautiful part was? We had to do a show somewhere a little more deep into Canada. Winnipeg, you know, we did a show there, but we had to stop for gas somewhere in the middle of nowhere, fucking nowhere, right? Like 12 houses, it was super small, it was a little, and we got out because we wanted to get a cup of coffee, yeah? And I still get the goosebumps when I think about it, because then we really realize. So we're walking there, there's a little shithole, right? And there is this barber shop. Like a one-chair little barber shop on the corner of the street. And we walk by, it's a barber, of course we walk in, and our post is on the wall. And that's when we were like, oh, I still got it. Then we were like, wow. Because we were sending them everywhere, but it's not like, you can't touch it, you don't, I mean, you see all these countries and everything. And then you're like on the other side of the globe. The beautiful thing was, we walked in and we were all like, this guy had no idea who we were. He got the posters from a friend of his. But you know, this stuff can happen. Okay. Scissor work.
Matt. Oh.
Huh? Oh, Matt.
You're pointing at me, yeah, that's fine.
Matt, scissor work. You asked about scissor work.
Yeah.
This is how I do everything. Again, baseline. Yeah, go up, connect everything to the baseline. This is why I told you guys that the blow drying is the most important part of the haircut. Because now, what you see is what you get. Yeah? I think you better stand on that side. I'm going to take my blenders. Yeah? I do everything with my blenders, my flat tops, my side-biliquist, my pompadours. Yeah? This isn't a secret. This is how you blend, how you can go from this long till this short in the back. Yeah? Because we do everything dry on top. Yeah? Dat was een really weird sentence. Lies, we hadden het er even over doen, sorry. Because I blow dry the shade, yeah? So I can literally, what I see is what I get, right? That's why it's so important to move the hair around during the blow drying, so you're not gonna face any surprises. You want to stay in control throughout the haircut. The thing you learn in barber school is you wet the hair, you wash it, you do the top wet. 1, 2, you take the corner. That does not make any sense whatsoever. Have you ever seen a guy go to a bar with wet hair? Hey baby, how you doing? No, right? Every guy wears his hair dry or with products. So I blow dry it into the shape I want to have, yeah? So now, you see, there it is. I'm going to lock my body, my beautiful body, no, I'm going to lock it into the shape of the haircut, yeah? And then I'm going to use my blenders. Now there is a story to the blending shears. They are not thinning shears, right? If you take a section and you close your blending shears, look at how close the teeth are. The thing is, with your normal scissors, especially with barber scissors, they're usually a little bit longer, like 6 inch or 7 or 8 or 9 inch. The thing is, the longer the scissors, the more force that's in your arm is going to be lost toward the tip of the scissors. Yeah, it's all a story of leverage. Yeah, so the moment you're doing this on top, you're going to push the hair together closer to the screw and you're going to lose force. So when you look at a section cut by this one, right, you would start with a concave, which would actually get less steam toward the tip of the scissors, which is going to mean it's going to make the hair look chunky. Yeah, the moment you switch to blenders, you divide the force of your muscles over the length of the scissors, especially because I got a rounded catch blade. That means when I close my scissors, I take away about 70% of hair. If I close them twice, I'm going to take away about 90% of hair. If I close them like 4 times, that's 100% hair. Yeah? So I'm going to lock my body into the shape of the haircut. I'm going to take a section and I'm going to move my comb slow, my scissors fast, right? Go to the other side. I'm going to look for that same line, you see there it is. Now that means that at this point, I can decide whether I go for a pompadour, a flat top, you know, I can go as short as I want. But I'm in control throughout the haircut. So if I got this warbler crown area, right, and cut around it, that's the same story with your hair poking out. I do everything freehand. I'm in control throughout the haircut. If I want to go to a crown this short, the only thing I do is change the shape of my comb, right? Now, if I want to have a pompadour-ish kind of shape, and I'm going shorter towards the crown, and all of a sudden my crown is going to be like, ming, 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 ming. What do? I'll leave it longer, right? I'm in control. So my most important tool at this point are my eyes. See, I'm watching what I'm doing. Basically, I'm just refining my shape at this point. Yeah? So I can check. Double check. So if you want to do those pompadour haircuts, those really big pompadour haircuts, this is how you do it. This is how you go from a short crown area to very long in the front, or the other way around. It doesn't matter because I'm in control throughout the haircut. Yeah, now once your shape is perfect and set in, that's when you can do your little, see, just blending that in a little. These are just little effects, little tricks to just get a little bit, see a little bump there, yeah, it's gonna work for you. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's better, you see? Yeah? Look at the total shape of the haircut. Yeah? Composition, balance. Yeah? Now, okay, let's think about this one. Yeah? You own a barbershop, right? You do a haircut every 30 minutes, Matt.
45.
It's the only name I can remember, but
It's
you know, so you do a haircut every 45 minutes, yeah? And you work 8 hours a day, so let's say you do 8 haircuts a day, yeah? That's your max. On a good day, you do 10. Let's say 10, yeah? And you charge $25 for a haircut. Let's say $25. So you make $250 a day, yeah? There is not more haircuts you can do. Now, with that $250 a day, you can take a holiday to Oregon. I don't know, I'm just saying something, right? The moment you sell 2 products to every client, you can take a holiday to Hawaii. Yeah? Where do you want to go?
Right now?
Oregon. The thing is, how are you going to sell 2 products to every client? And especially in barbershops, this is a bit of a thing, right? Because, yeah, you know, I did not go into this job to become a salesman. I will tell you one thing, right? The better the haircut, the more product you're going to sell. Yeah, this is kind of weird because a lot of people think the other way around. But look at the shape of this haircut, right? This haircut already looks really good. Agree? I mean, I think it looks really good. Yeah? Now, when you think about it, the haircut doesn't need product. Yeah? Come on, it looks absolutely amazing without product. Yeah? That means that the product is gonna only make the haircut look even better. Yeah? Am I making a point here?
Yes.
Okay. Now, with having this perfect haircut, yeah, okay, you gotta understand, and again, we guys not the brightest lights in the chandelier, right? We are stupid as shit. We don't know shit about our hair, yeah? And all of a sudden, I walk out of your shop, and I look better than I ever did, right? I'm gonna go to a bar, and I'm gonna score the love of my life, yeah? Well, what do you think he's gonna blame? You? No, he's gonna blame the shit that came out of the can, yeah? Now, if you sell a product to a guy with a fucked up haircut, yeah, he can use as much product as he wants. The haircut is always going to be fucked up, yeah. But if you sell a product to a guy with a perfect haircut that doesn't need the product, the next morning he's going to take the product, he's going to put it in his hair, and he's going to be like, right? And again, he's not going to blame you. He's going to blame the fucking product. He's going to be like, that is the best shit I ever got, man. Look at how I look. The moment he trusts that one can, I can tell you one thing. He's a guy. Yeah? The thing with guys is, we read Harry Potter. Yeah? And then the first movie comes out. So we go to the cinema. And we watch the first Harry Potter movie. Yeah? And then it comes out on DVD. So we buy it. We love the movie. Yeah? So the second movie comes out. We go to the theater. We buy the DVD. Yeah? And then, when all 8 movies are out on DVD, yeah, great. But then the box comes out. The Blu-ray box, with all the specials. That's what we want to have. Yeah? We don't care that we already have the other ones. Fuck no. Yeah? This is the thing with guys. Once they trust the product, they're going to want the line. Yeah? And that's where the trick comes in. Give a perfect haircut, and you're going to sell product. The moment your client trusts the product, and especially guys, my father, yeah, has a note which says Levi's 613. Yeah, he's been taking that to the Levi's store for the last 45 years. And really, if anybody in the Levi's store is going to try to sell him another pair of pants, he's just going to walk out. Those are guys. They trust something, and they're never going to change. But it's your job to make him trust the product. Yeah? So if you give him a shitty haircut and sell him the product's not going to work, going to be like, give it thought. Because if you sell 2 products to every client, right? Oregon or Hawaii. Yeah? It's your choice.
Hawaii.
See you in Oregon.
Ohio.
Ik ga er wel producten doen, maar ik weet wat ik eigenlijk even wil doen. Ik wil hem eens even ronddraaien en daarin... Waar is mijn telefoon aan? Sorry guys, I got social media too. Dat moet je installeren denk ik hè?
Wat dan? Als Jo zegt wat, dan kan ik zeggen ja of nee.
Boomerang.
Ja, dat moet je installeren, ja.
Dat heb ik natuurlijk.
Ja, ik heb hem wel op mijn telefoon.
Ja?
Ja. En dat stuur ik dan even naartoe. Even wachten.
Maar dat is te kort denk ik hè, 4 seconden om precies rond te draaien. Je moet je...
precies rond te draaien wel. Dan gaan we wel van de kant licht in de rug altijd handig.
Want ik ga kijken. Je moet je telefoon 100% stil houden hè?
Ja, ik weet het niet.
Oké.
1, 2, draai. Ja, nee, het werkt niet helemaal. Oké, dus dat is correct.
Oh shit.
Ja, dat is eigenlijk te kort, dat is wel jammer.
Nou weten we dat ook weer. Moeten we nog gewoon een filmpje maken? Oh, dat kan ook wel. Terugspeelvideo.
There's a joke in here somewhere. 2 barbers using a smartphone.
Shut up. Oh ja, dan draait hij de andere kant op. Dat moeten we niet. Laten we gewoon een video maken. Dude, I've just been talking about social media. I love your belt. Damn it, I didn't see that.
Thank you.
Oh my god, that is awesome. Show lane.
My dad owned a pig farm once upon a time, and everyone used to give him pig gifts. So.
look after the second half.
When you wonder why he's looking at your brush.
Kijk, dit is het probleem. Draaien, dit is de terug. Draai uitbeeld en terug. Het is niet zo niet zeker. Omdat het dus de. Ja, dat heeft met hoe die met hoe de stoel zit. Hij zit niet precies midden boven het draaien.
Oh, dat is eigenlijk.
Ja.
Maar hoe kan het ligt er gewoon. Sorry, social media guys, you know, always working.
It's okay, clearing more space on the camera.
You know what I always hate about taking a photo with an iPhone? Your haircut looks so good. The moment you take a photo, you're like, what the fuck did I do? There's spots everywhere. It's a horrible haircut. I fucked up. I don't even know how to. Nou, wil je dat op de Old School pagina doen dan, of wat?
Ja, of wil je het op school zelf?
Nee, we hebben een beetje overkill.
Oké, dan doen we het op school.
We want een goede foto. Doe maar.
Laten we er even zijn.
Ik weet het niet, man. Ik vind die iPhone 6 die maakt zulke mooie foto's en zo scherp dat ik ze niet meer durf te posten.
Oh,
Wat?
normaal. Echt waar? Is het zo? Is het 6 of 7 wat je hebt?
7. Ja, sorry, 7. Maar... Nou, fuck it. Okay, where was I? Do I have a razor? Clean? Now there's a weird thing with Gio here. I don't know why it is, but I always cut him. So I gotta...
Смешная какая история с этим. Я все время его режу, не знаю почему.
Oh, and now they get her all around. Now they're all interested. Okay, get your phones out.
It's always a good sign when you pull your styptic out with your razor at the same time.
Oh yeah. Look, I've learned a couple of things from Lane. There once was I'm sorry, this comes back. There was this one time that Lane was doing the shave, right? I'm a guy. And the guy's laying down, and Lane is shaving here, right? He goes like, and he is super relaxed. He's really good at this shit. He's like, "Oh." And he literally shaves off the top of the Adam's apple. And he looks at it. I'm standing here, and I'm going like. He looks at it. He takes a little piece of Adam's apple, and you go like. I'm not kidding you guys. It's like.
Прижился?
What?
Did it stick?
Yeah, it stuck. Of course.
It always sticks.
Oh man. Oh, I got a lot of good stories, but if you want to hear them, you got to do the course again. No.
Просто еще раз. Providing beard also? Course for beard?
What?
bear cutting.
Oh yeah, we don't really have a special course for it.
2 days course you have it?
No, that is more like a shaving course.
It's not modeling.
It's no, but if you got a model today with a beard, we'll show you. That's not a problem. It's really not that hard. Jullie laten het altijd van die baard zien als zeker.
En als mensen zelf op de tafel mee zijn, dan mogen ze het zelf doen.
Yeah, we usually when we got models, and there's always a model with a beard. We just take one of the models and we show how we do it. And if you want to try yourself, you of course go right ahead.
Sergey did a beard yesterday on his model. His model was really happy, so people are comfortable doing beards, they can do beards.
You know, Rob, what Sergey tells about the problem in Russia with these pompadour haircuts and everything, that Russian men call it golden boy, and they don't want to look like golden boy, so they always asked for this short hair.
In the
here,
front, the
in
short
the front.
hair, yeah.
So that their idea is about looking really manly.
Yeah.
That's what he's facing and trying to
Change.
move the hip, trying to
Yeah.
change.
I kind of see where you're going with that. They are probably
No,
also the
even
guys
bigger.
who wear the Adidas
Yeah,
tracksuits, I reckon. Same type guys with the short haircut.
Я понимаю, это типа как вот там водители грузовиков,
Do you guys know this guy? Hey, do you know this guy?
Army.
Do you know?
Army guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's from Russia.
Dima.
to be honest.
Louis Dima?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dima Bolotov. Yeah, he,
Do you know him?
Yeah, they do.
Because god damn.
Yeah, that guy is also really good. But I
So
see.
he made a course from the former barber king of Russia, from the previous year, but he knows him as well.
This guy? Dima
Bolotov.
Awesome. Look, I'm of the haircut itself. See, so now you see that those parts sticking out. You see what happens? Yeah? You got this beautiful blend into the hair on top. Yeah? But I'm only gonna use product when I'm 100% happy about the haircut. If I need the product to mask my mistakes or to get the hair higher than it is in the haircut itself, I basically did a shitty haircut, right? I just want the product to add a little extra to the haircut. So, that's pretty much it. Your scumbag boogie, or your pump with the part, yeah? Nice and short, nice and tapered, in the back, nice blend, there you go. It's nice, right?
It is.
Okay, that was it. Maybe we'll see you next week. Maybe we don't. If you want more information on the courses we do at the Old School Barber Academy, go to www.schorembarbier.com, and there's a special section which will tell you everything about the advanced course, the basic course, and the shaving courses, right? And again, we are not here to tell you which is the best way or the only way, because that's not what it's all about. But we got a couple of tricks that you might like and that you can take into your pot, stir it around where your signature way of working comes out. And we got a couple of really good bars in Rotterdam. Another good reason to come by. See you in the Old School.
I want to report.
Oh no, that's always a lot. Yeah. Okay, well that's it. That's how we do it. That's how we